How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've been making content like this for around about a year now. Me and my legal team have had about 400 conversations with different child predators in this time. This makes me quite knowledgeable of the laws that are surrounding these cases, but I don't mind sharing this information for you. But I want to put a massive disclaimer in though. Don't go out there actively trying to catch these people. Don't go out there actively trying to expose these people because it's dangerous. One legal slip up, if there's no evidence or not a sufficient amount of evidence, could result in, the end of your livelihood. You could actually end up behind bars for criminal negligence. No way a safe job, and I wouldn't recommend it for anyone. So the video that I've been sent in today was from a fan on Instagram. My Instagram is on the screen now if you guys want to check it out. In fact, I'm going to be announcing over there first this big change that is going on at the moment, hence all of this being different. They'll be announced on Instagram first, so actually go and give it a follow and pay attention, I guess. So this video was uploaded by DAP. It's the same people that uploaded the video that I reacted to about a month ago now of a woman, but this time it's a couple trying to lure a 13-year-old girl into having a game of three-way tic-tac-toe. This video is currently monetized on YouTube and my content should be seen as transformative, and according to YouTube's guideline, there is no doubt that this should be eligible for monetization, but just in case, please check out my Patreon, the link is down below. It helps us, fund lawyers and different things to help get these people off the streets, and a massive thank you goes to everyone that supports on that. But without any further hesitation, let's get into the video. So first things first, they're adding in conversations, which is a very important thing to do whenever you're doing anything like this. A lot of YouTubers that make these videos don't include any background content, and it could actually be seen as defamation of character, as there's no evidence other than their confronting of these people. It's a good thing that they're doing that. Unfortunately, there's not the entire conversation thread like I try and do, but there may be legal reasons on their behalf that they can't disclose. Right off the bat as well, you can see that the decoy Emma is told to pretend she's 19 years old. This small text in a court of law will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this person knows what they are doing is illegal, otherwise they wouldn't mind their age. This will make it harder for defense attorneys to, defend these people, as you wouldn't ask somebody to lie about their age unless their age was, going to get you in trouble like they state. In my personal opinion, they asked their GPS to be sent over just to make sure that they weren't wasting their time driving to Venice Beach, I think it is. I've done this as well multiple times when I've met child predators myself. I don't want to drive for an hour or two to meet somebody and they don't turn up. It's just a waste of my time. And as well, this also proves that they were on their way to fulfill what they, arranged, which was meeting a 13-year-old girl. So this is our first meeting of, I guess, Liz is her name. So from this you can tell that Liz, the female out of this couple, is the one carrying the conversations at the moment. She sends a selfie of them when they're driving, which, once again, proves that this is them doing the conversation and not something altered at a later date. A flat tire. You couldn't write this, could you? Their getaway car is broken. Time to move in, lads. Call the police. Get everyone down there. They can't escape. It's beautiful. So there is a little bit more conversation after this, which I'm going to cut out because it's not really massively changing content that I need to include. So we'll get into the encounter.
Hey, excuse me, guys. I'm new from around here. Do you know where you can find a 13-year-old girl? No? You guys fucked up. I've been talking to you this whole time.
Fair enough. That's one way to introduce yourself. Oh shit. Do you know where I can find a 13-year-old girl? That must be one of the best introductions to one of these videos I've ever seen. You can see on her face as well, she starts off and she's like, no, I don't. And then her eyes widen when she realizes, oh wait, fuck. That little moment of realization is one of the most satisfying things. Do you know where I can find a 13-year-old girl? No, shit.
You guys were coming to get a 13-year-old girl, wasn't you? We have all your pictures. You sent in the picture here. You said you had a flat. Show them the pictures. Your girl's been talking to a 13-year-old girl, saying up a threesome.
So this is where the flat tire comes into play quite massively as well. They can't wiggle their way out of this conversation anymore. We've got 3 major bits of evidence already, just from those texts at the beginning. This is why it's important to show as many texts as you can, because they prove, again, without a reasonable doubt, that these people are guilty. Ideally, you'd want the entire chat log, because there is still an argument maybe for sort of entrapment and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem likely. So at the moment, we've got her face in a selfie when they're driving. We've got their location where they sent over there. They had a flat tire, which they've got now. And we've also got the evidence of them asking them to lie about their age in case they got into trouble. So far, this is a slam dunk case. And it's very good work by DAP. I commend them on that.
We're not gonna hurt you guys.
We don't. We have everything saved. So if you guys don't want me to call the police, let's have a normal conversation like adults, right?
So I'm going to take back what I said a little bit. Your duty as somebody that does this job isn't to ruin people's life and expose them for clout, right? Because it isn't how it works. It should always be arrests first, content second. Because the content just helps you make the arrests. If you're not making the arrests, all you're doing is making content, and there's some sort of moral dilemmas there. In all of these situations, the first thing you should do is call the police.
You guys want to have a conversation like adults?
Okay, so stop what you're doing and let's come to the side.
Well, I mean, I gotta do this, man.
What the fuck?
No, you're here to meet you guys are here to meet a 13-year-old girl. We're gonna talk.
So they ask, do you want to come to the side and, you know, have a conversation? The woman's like, yeah. Why would you want to go to the side and have a conversation with somebody if you weren't guilty? Like, picture this, right? You're in the middle of a street randomly, and some people come up to you with a camera in your face, and they're like, you're here to meet a 13-year-old girl. Do you want to come to the side and, like, you know, talk this out instead of me calling the police? If you weren't guilty, you'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Leave me alone. This is, again, proof that these people are guilty. And the fact that this man has the audacity to say, oh, I need to fix my tyre, is insane. There's zero remorse on his face.
She does. She does.
I don't know. Oh, how do you explain the conversations then? Do you see why these conversations are important now? Because she's just straight up lying. If she told the truth, the jury may be more lenient with her. You know, if she came clean and went, yeah, sorry, my bad, I wasn't thinking properly, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she's still a criminal, she'll still get sent to prison, rightly so. But the jury may not throw the book at her as much as if she doesn't show remorse. You see this all the time in murder cases as well. When somebody pleads guilty, they get a plea deal, which is less time because they admit to their guilt.
Show them the text message.
You're live on YouTube? Tell the truth.
You sent pictures.
You guys are live.
Hey, please, I'll make a fucking scene and call the police. So we can talk like people, or I'll make a scene, bro. I don't care about making a scene. Hey, y'all were talking to a 13-year-old girl. Let's talk.
Again, I just want to reiterate that your job here isn't to, you know, pull them to the side and give them the option to talk instead of calling the police, because it may harm a police investigation at a later date. You know, these people may already be on the police's radar, and then you doing this may actually ruin the case for them. That's why before you do anything, you call the police. Because if there's a case going on, it helps the case, and if there isn't, then they can start making one. This woman needs some milk.
Hey, first of all, you shut up real quick.
Let's talk.
Tell the truth. I don't know.
She looks like she's about to pass out. You know, realization has just hit her. I know, no, not meeting a 13-year-old girl. Like, come on. You're lying.
Do you want me to call the police, or do you want to talk? Yes, you do. You're here to meet a 13-year-old girl. That's a child. Then tell him. Tell him. If he doesn't know, then tell him.
I don't know anything. Ooh. Overcommitting the joke. Oh, not good. It's like her brain just came in midway through a sentence and went, bullshit, stop. You're chatting bollocks, love. I don't know anything. Like the brain just seizes up, stops her spouting more nonsense.
You tell the fucking truth.
Tell the truth. She knows.
I have a picture of you. Look at it.
That's you.
Let me see. Hold on.
Okay, show me the photo that I sent you an hour ago. I don't know about this photo that I sent you an hour ago, even though it's in the same car, and the same conversation thread that I said that we broke down in the same conversation thread that I also said for you to lie about your age. Yeah, I don't know about any fucking photo. What are you talking about?
It's over, guys.
Look at who's that? Who the fuck is that?
We have all your nudes. We have all your.
Yeah, that's me. But I don't know how I sent that to you from my number. Like, this is really confusing. I think I've been hacked.
All her naked
Yo,
pictures.
it's not time. What are you guys doing?
Okay, so show me what she told me her age.
How old was she? How old did she say?
You sure it's a...
You can tell that she's trying to lie, but there's a part of her brain that goes, admit it. And the guy in the background, again, is showing zero remorse. He's just sitting there playing with some car handyman tool. I don't even know what that is. I'm not a man's man. An Allen key, maybe? Oh, bloody, I don't know.
Kid on 13? Look, it's clearly right there. Come on, don't be stupid.
She said 13 a bunch of times. You just said that you don't know what we're talking about.
So they show a bit of the conversation with this girl, Emma, also known as DAP, said that they're 13. And she recedes back to her boyfriend for comfort, I can only imagine. Doesn't say, oh, I didn't see that, because she knows that this girl was 13. And then her boyfriend jumps in like, hey, she said she was 19, but 2 minutes ago, he just said he had no idea about meeting anyone. It's just a bit of a lie, isn't it?
Not gonna work.
Someone said she was 19. That's all.
Who said that? So your girlfriend set you up?
There's only two explanations for this, right? Your girlfriend was messaging this girl that was 13, right? And as we saw in the beginning of this video, she was told to lie about her age and say that she was 19. So maybe her girlfriend told her boyfriend, we're meeting a 19-year-old girl for ice cream. Second, and what I sort of see as more likely from their mannerisms, is he knows and he's lying.
Did she set you up? She said 13, did she not? And if we don't cooperate, we're gonna call the police. We're here to talk to you guys. This is New Year's and you were trying to take a 13-year-old girl out of her home.
I know. They said 19.
Who's they? You just said you didn't know who they was.
You are they. That's why
Exactly.
I said
How old?
This girl looks like she's about to pass out. A part of me feels a little bit bad because she has some sort of morals. At the same time, I'd rather her feel like this than actually meet a 13-year-old girl.
I'm Dads Against Predators. I do this across the country. You guys are like Catch 70. This is nothing new to me. We have all of the screenshots from the beginning where she's showing me pictures of her pussy to the fucking end where you guys are showing me pictures of Latitude 33.
Maybe this is why they didn't show the beginning of the conversation. I said that very quickly. Maybe this is why they didn't show the beginning of the conversation. That's just a quick sentence, isn't it? Maybe this is why they didn't show the beginning of the conversation, because her undercarriage was in it. And as I found out, if you post a undercarriage and censor it, you can receive a community guideline strike on YouTube. Whereas technically what I'm doing is a documentary. YouTube don't always see it that way, which is a pain.
Now, do you guys want to talk or call the police? Come over here and we're gonna talk. We're gonna be honest. Let's be honest. Then I'll talk. Can I talk to her then? What does she need to do?
And you don't need a lawyer. These people are police officers. You can call in all you want because he'll probably tell you to just not speak, because this is being recorded and every lie that they say is proof in court that they're just, you know, digging a massive fucking hole.
I'm not a cop. You don't need a lawyer to talk to me. It doesn't matter. So we're just gonna chill
You
here.
can manipulate anything in the media. Make her sound like a bad person.
I somewhat agree. You can manipulate stuff in media, but not when you show receipts, right? If I see a video online and there's not a single bit of evidence and I just say this person did this, I don't believe it because there's no proof there. But they've already included proof. She's acting guilty as sin. This isn't, you know, something that could be made up at this point. This is as close to a fact as you can get.
Look at her face. Does it look like she's being manipulated? She has the guilt written all over her face.
Does it look like she's being manipulated? No. because she knows full well she's not being manipulated. This guy, the way that she's looking at this guy constantly makes me feel like it was his idea. And she seems quite timid and quite, what's the word? Fragile and easily manipulated by him, probably. And he sort of whisked her into his dark fantasies and she's just going along with it. But if that is the case, she's still trying to meet a 13-year-old for ice cream. It's not okay.
And you know what? You're a piece of shit because she feels bad and you fucking don't. You're a piece of shit.
I don't feel bad because I don't know what
You're gonna get in the car and be like, wow, babe, that was fucking crazy. You're sick.
Why am I sick?
You're sick. You were here to meet a 13-year-old girl. You're sick. You're sick in the fucking head.
You guys said 19.
We've showed you the screenshots. Dumb fuck, we showed you the screenshots.
These people said that they wouldn't call the police if they're going to cooperate. They're not cooperating. They should call the police if they're sticking to their word. The fact that the police aren't called yet makes me a little bit skeptical about previous conversations, if that makes sense. Because if I call the police when I meet someone, I know that I've got enough evidence to get them sentenced away. That's why I call the police. If I don't call the police, it makes me... If I don't call the police, surely that means I'm not completely convinced in my own evidence.
No, it's not. It's not okay. You guys were here to meet a 13-year-old girl. Can I ask you a question? At 13 years old, were you ever taken out your house by a grown man and another grown woman? Oh, you're so sorry. You're a bitch. You're a punk-ass bitch.
So the majority of child predators were, you know, groomed at a young age themselves. This wasn't needed. Now, I can understand, you know, why everyone's saying what they're saying, because, you know, in the moment you don't think, you know, completely logically about everything quite clearly, otherwise, you know, this wouldn't be happening. But let's say if something like this did happen to her, you shouldn't rub it in her face.
You drove 100 miles, right?
That's a 200-mile round trip. So let's say if they're averaging 50 miles an hour, which in Venice Beach, you're definitely not. Let's say if they are, that's a minimum of a 4-hour trip. That's commitment. Okay. Bloody hell.
Bro, I'm not gonna harm you because I got these fucking cameras, bro. Quit touching her. She don't want to be by you. You're getting her sent to fucking prison.
Bro, cut it out, bro.
Technically, he's not getting her sent to prison. She was more than willing to do this. She was the one messaging. She sent a picture of her private parts. You know, this is not completely his fault. But because she's a woman, it's seen, whenever it's a couple, it's always seen more of the man's fault, even if it's the woman's idea. It's just how this works, unfortunately. This is why women get less time in prison for, you know, predatory behavior compared to men, because people are more lenient when it comes to a woman child predator. Probably some psychology behind it that I kind of want to research, but it's an interesting take.
If you know anything that's good for you, leave this fucking demon.
Leave this man, okay?
He's a fucking demon. He's gonna get you sent to prison.
Learn your lesson, okay?
He's gonna get you sent to prison.
Get out of here. Learn your lesson, okay?
They're both as guilty as each other, at the least. From watching this video, they're both guilty. You know, she wouldn't be acting like this unless what she was doing was wrong. And she knows it's wrong, that's why she's acting like this. This guy is just acting nonchalant, and I mean, I would find it hard to restrain myself with him. He's very annoying, to say the least. But advising one child predator to leave another child predator because the other child predator is going to ruin your life, equal rights, no? So the video ends here anyway. If I was going to rate this video, I would give it a 5. The only reason I give it a 5 is because of their lack of calling the police and sort of not wanting to do that in the first place. Everything else is fine. Everything else is fine. The fact they included conversations, I don't mind that they're being, you know, somewhat rude to them. It's America where this is filmed and they have free speech. They can do what they want legally, so I've got no, you know, legal dilemmas with that. But the fact that they don't call the police is a massive issue for me. Everything else is perfect. And I hope when they make videos in the future, they include police being called and these people being, you know, taken away. Because if they have the evidence they say they do, it's worthy of an arrest. Thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for some big announcements in the next week or two. I'm more than bloody excited. Stay safe and peace. Ta!